What's up, y'all, man? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we trying something a little bit different, man. I've been wanting to try something like this for a little minute. We're gonna do like a little show critique, bro. And today we're gonna be critiquing The Diplomat, and we're gonna be talking about how good of a show it is. And I'm gonna rate it at the end. And I don't know, this is something new to me, so I'm gonna just rock with it. Y'all rock with me. Tell me if y'all like it. Tell me if y'all don't. But yeah, man, we talking about The Diplomat today, and we're gonna talk about why I think it is probably the best. I'm gonna say, all right, we're gonna say like this. I think The Diplomat is the best show on Netflix right now. Like, yes, there are other really good shows on Netflix, and that might be a crazy take, but as far as right now, and I really can't say right now because it came out a minute ago, but I'm just now watching it, so I guess right now really don't apply to what I was gonna say. But I'm just gonna, hey, that's how I feel. If you feel different, argue with me in the comments. But first, we're gonna talk about the plot, bro. The plot is genius, bro. If you all in spoilers, just from here on out, we're gonna do spoilers because I really can't talk about it without spoiling the show. So like, y'all just gonna have to, if you ain't seen it, go watch it, then come back to the video and we can talk about it together. But yeah, man, like that plot is crazy, bro. Like from the beginning, like with Kate. So basically, if you don't know what The Diplomat is, I'm just give y'all a little quick little spiel for it. So basically, The Diplomat is about a lady named Kate Wilder, and like, ain't that her name? I think that's her name. If that's not her name, my bad, y'all. But a lady named Kate Wilder and her husband, Hank Hal, something like Hal, and her husband Hal, like they political the government officials, like I forgot what exactly. They're ambassadors. Both of them are ambassadors, and so essentially, like they get moved to England. I think in like the middle of not really a crisis, but in the middle of some turmoil. I think the really what happened was somebody had struck a missile into the side of a British boat or like a British Navy vessel, and so they had to send some United States ambassadors to Britain to kind of like take over and understand the situation and kind of like what's the word, de-escalate everything, I guess. And so the president wants to send Hal and Katie are a married couple, and Kate has been like Hal's manager, I guess, or like kind of like the behind the scenes person. Like she do all the work, she do all the schedule. His assistant is a bad way to say it, but like basically the person that do everything for him. And so he been ambassador in probably many different places and many different faucets or whatever in government. And so she kind of been that person behind closed doors that nobody really saw. And so with that, eventually people started to pick up on it because of like little things she did in like Middle Eastern countries or something like that. And so the president basically wants her to be the ambassador for Britain, like the ambassador of England, I guess, like the United States ambassador. And so he sends her there to kind of like de-escalate the situation and kind of just get a handle on things, give her some busy work. But what she doesn't know is that they're actually planning for her to maybe in the future become vice president of the United States, because there's a big scandal that happened for the vice president that is gonna probably have to have her step down from office because her husband did something crazy, and like now they gotta like she can't be vice president anymore. So they basically trying to like prep Kate to become the vice president, and Hal on it, and Kate doesn't know at the beginning of the series, but like Loki, they start slowly piecing stuff together and kind of trying to tell her a little bit. And so, I think the best part for me of the show, just as a whole, is like the character development, because they really like they're showing like the reality of relationships very well, and like friendships and all that, and kind of work relationships, I guess is the best way for me to explain it. Like they really showing how dry your relationship can be with a coworker or something like that at the beginning, and how in a matter of a few weeks to a couple months or so, you can kind of develop a real personal friendship with somebody, even if you're just working with them, or a deeper relationship. And how your existing relationships that you had before you get a specific job or start a different career path can change and shift over time because of that job or because of that person. And so with Hal and Katie, like at the beginning of this show, well, the show's not done, so we only on. I just finished season 2, and so the next season is supposed to be coming soon. But right now in season 2, the beginning of the show, Hal and Kate, who are married, the married couple that are both now ambassadors, their relationship is rocky. They're basically planning for divorce. Like it's not really too much more. Their marriage is on its last legs. There's not too much more they can do for it. And so what they end up trying to do is like Hal trying to get back in. Like he's trying to get out the doghouse. My boy Hal's trying to get out the doghouse. I ain't gonna lie, I rock with Hal. Hal is definitely my favorite character on the show because like Hal be doing some crazy stuff, but he keep it real, and like I can respect that. Like you can do crazy stuff as long as you keep it real. Like that's the most important thing to me is truth. And like even in the TV show, like as long as I'm always mess with the characters that might mess up sometimes and throw some stuff off and like kind of make the plot harder than it has to be. But as long as you being honest about why you're doing it and like you're not just doing nothing super duper duper dumb, you cool with me. But yeah, like so they showed like kind of the, I can't say rebuilding because at the where we are now in the story, Hal and Katie still don't have like the ideal marriage or like the perfect marriage, but like they kind of show the shifts of that, and like they show the inner workings of their relationship. They show it all very well to me, and I feel like the plot develops from there because towards the end, like they're starting to be intimate again, and they're reacting to each other better. They can like joke and talk about stuff, and like at the beginning, like she really can't even like be in the same room as bro, other than for like professional stuff, and even professional stuff like kind of makes her mad because he's kind of unpredictable and like he does stuff for his self-interest a lot, and so and even when he, but like, his self-interest is motivated by her interest, I feel like, and so like he know that deep down she wants stuff, but she's not as vocal as he is. So he'll go behind her back and try to like manipulate his way into getting stuff because he know that's what she want, even if she's not gonna say it. And like I can respect that because like I feel like that sometimes too. I feel like everybody feel like that. Like everybody has friends or somebody in their life that don't speak up as much as they do, and so you kind of gotta like do certain things or stuff that you might not want to do necessarily, but you know you gotta do just to help that person out. And so like it's a lot of stuff like that. And like the themes in there too, I kind of got some notes. So if I'm looking over here, y'all, I'm kind of going back to my notes just so I don't ramble on one topic for like a long time. And so, like, yeah, just how they give. I feel like everybody, something that really is missing from shows nowadays is depth, like character depth to like a large scale degree. Like as far as like I feel like writers for some reason nowadays they give like the main 3, 4, maybe 5 characters decent depth, and then everybody else around them is kind of just like shallow, and it's like it doesn't feel like a fleshed out world, so to speak. It kind of feels more like a fleshed out, especially with shows. Like it feels like it kind of feels like a movie in a way, where how like in a movie you really don't have time to flesh out each individual like person. Like you should and you can to an extent, but like not background characters, but like extras. Not extras. What's the word? Like non-essential actors. Like people who don't have like smaller roles. Like and a lot of shows don't flesh those roles out. Like they kind of give those people very cookie cutter personality and just roll with that. Like they make the same kind of jokes over the stint of a show. Like and it doesn't really work. It works for some stuff if you have really strong lead actors that can carry a show like that. You can still get away with it. But like as far as building a real universe and building a real grounded story, you can't do that without having all of your supporting actors and everybody really invested in their characters really feeling real and important to the story. And like I thought that's really good done. That's done well here, and it makes everybody feel important. Like the president in this story, and even the vice president, and like some of the senior officials and stuff that you really don't see that much, and like even like assistants and stuff like that aren't like I don't remember what the assistant's name is, but like I remember what the no I don't remember, I ain't gonna lie, I'm bad with names when it comes to shows. So like if I if I have to, I'll put a picture or something up when I'm editing this, hopefully. But I'm gonna try to do my best to explain it. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about, y'all wasn't watching the show good enough, because I should be able to describe them good enough. But like, so I'm not talking about like her deputy, but there's like a black girl that works in the office with. She might work in the office. No, she work in the office with the black guy. Like with I'm talking about Kate Wilder's Kate Wilder's office. Like it's her, and then it's the two people who desks are across from each other. The one of them had spoilers, but the girl had died, and one girl died when the car blew up, and the other girl was sad. I'm talking about the other girl, like the light skinned girl, the mixed girl. I'm talking about her. And so like I feel like her, like she didn't have that much screen time. On time she was really on screen was in scenes in that office basically. But like I still feel like the depth of her character was more fleshed out than it would be in another show, because like it kind of showed her tendencies towards the beginning and how she approached Kate when she first got there, and how it was at the end of the season and at the end of the second season were totally different. Like especially with the what's her name, Ricky and whatever the girl name that died. I don't remember the girl name, but when they died, like she died in the second season though, so it was kind of like we really ain't seen that completely fleshed out. But like even then, like we kind of saw her character change and become more serious and more and less like new, like less scared almost. Like she was more comfortable giving Kate stuff that she didn't want, or like she could kind of like she understood Kate at that point. Like at first it was like that's still her boss, so she can't just say whatever to her, but like she can kind of reason with her a little bit more than in the beginning when it was kind of just cookie cutter. You can't say nothing to her because she the boss. Like leave it alone. Like she did like you could really feel their characters developing, even with the deputy. Like I forgot her name, the tall lanky black dude. Like at the beginning, he wasn't necessarily scared, but he was low-key trying to run her at first. I feel like because they had reached out to him to see. Like test her and see if she's really like vice president material. And so at the beginning, he was kind of like trying to control her a little bit. But once he realized, okay, Kate really know what she's doing. Like she really built for this. Like he began taking her lead, and she kind of like molded everything. Even though the little part happened where he kind of started not really feeling all of her decisions and kind of holding grudges and stuff like that. That kind of mixed up a little bit of the middle part, but like at the end of the day, they still like he trusted her. Like even though he said some crazy stuff about when the CIA agent set him up with the other girl, but like at the end of the day, it was still it's all love, and like you could tell that he really had developed a relationship with her, and I feel like that's vital to telling stories. Like I feel like that's one of the biggest things that is left out of stories, like is relationships, like, and the accuracy of relationships, like how co-worker relationships really feel versus, and like most people watching the show don't know what a government office like. It's like some people do, of course, but like a lot of people don't. So like you don't have an exact feel for what that would be, but you have a feel for like how it would kind of seem, or like how it would read off as far as how communication works and how the borders of code switching. Like I feel like they do that very well. Like knowing when to use certain language and dialogue in the place. Like they have a very good mesh of what feels like real dialogue and kind of small talk dialogue to put it together. And like, yeah, they have to lean a little bit more into an unprofessional side that you really wouldn't see in no real government office or no real office at all. But that's like, I mean, it's cinema. Like you have to kind of twist it a little bit. But like another thing that I was really liking about the show is, what did I say? My bad, y'all. I'm trying to read my notes. Is the like the design and stuff and the cinematography. Like it's good cinematography. Like really good, to be honest. Like better. I'm gonna give the cinematography like a 8 out of 10, which is good for me because like I'm a hard grader, and so an 8 is really great. So like they made all the set designs, and I know a lot of it was probably green screen, but like everything felt grounded. Everything felt real. Like, I've never been to the UK, but it felt like that's what the UK would look like if I was there. Like with the big homes and like the interior design of the homes being so Renaissance, and like just the way that they really formatted the show was done well. Like you could tell every little room almost felt fleshed out, like, and it really helped ground the story. Like I feel like that's one thing that's overlooked in today's media, whether it's shows or movies, is grounding your story. Like you can have all the big cameos and all the big names and all the big like plot twists and everything else like that, but none of it means anything if you don't have a well-rounded, grounded story that feels real, that's relatable, that works to an audience, that like an audience can look at and say, okay, I know somebody that's like this, that's like that, that's like this, like that you can see mirrors of reality in this story to be able to convey it well. Like I feel like for a person to really be invested with a story, you have to have like 3 links. You have to be able to see someone in the story like that at least is somewhat represents yourself, or like something that you've gone through or something that you want to go through, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to have some sense of self in the story. It has to have some sense of romance in a way. Like you have to be able to see like not necessarily like physical lust or something for an actor or actress in the story, but you have to be able to see like how your emotions could feel like that person's emotions, or like some type of fear. Like I don't want to feel like that person is feeling, or like I have felt like that before. I would like to feel like that. Like you have to have some sort of more self romantic identity in the story for it to really work. And then just like on a communicating level, like one of the biggest overlooked things in writing for shows is dialogue, like but like realism dialogue, like not just dialogue. Like I feel like nowadays people be writing the really right jokes. Like the jokes have to work within the conversation for it to come off as real and be grounded. And I feel like the Diplomat does a really good job of keeping all of that pure. Like even with sarcasm, like I feel like the easiest way to really write jokes into media nowadays is sarcasm, because everybody basically sarcastic, but you have to be able to blend that with regular conversation so the sarcasm doesn't just come off as dickhead sarcasm. Like that's a crazy way for me to to describe it, but like sometimes if you write your sarcasm as too sarcastic with no payoff or no real like comedic value, it's just sarcasm, and it just makes it seem like you trying too hard to get a laugh. But yeah, like I really like this show and I'm ready for next season. Like I'm excited for this. Like I watched it in literally a day. Like I binge watched it one day. But let me know if there's any more shows y'all want me to like talk about, critique. I'm gonna give y'all a rating and I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get up out of here, bro. If I had to rate this show on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this show. This is my first TV show ranking, so I gotta be thoughtful about this for where I rank everything else after this. I'm gonna give the Diplomat a solid 8.7. I feel like it's a great rating for the Diplomat. So I'm thinking about other shows that it reminds me of and other shows and how I rank those shows. I'm thinking about Game of Thrones. I'm thinking about Succession. I'm thinking about a lot. I'm thinking about all type of shows and just where I would rank them around The Diplomat. I feel like The Diplomat is really up there. I don't know if it's as high as the greatest show I've ever watched, which is probably what I clickbaited this video as, but I would say it's definitely very, very high and a great show, and I definitely recommend it. Appreciate y'all for watching, bro. This has been the first of hopefully many cinematic reviews from your boy Willow, man. Willowski. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see y'all on the next one, bro. Let me know if there's any shows y'all want me to react to, any movies y'all want me to react to or review, and we'll get on that for y'all. Till next time, appreciate y'all for watching, man. Peace.